Another thing that came up in the lecture was just this idea of social entrepreneurship. I don't know if it's something that you're familiar with. The presenter gave a little bit of a definition, so it's this idea that it's almost the guiding structure. It's the purpose of your business. You identify a social problem. And you use entrepreneurial principles to organize, create, and manage a venture with the purpose of making social change. So it's a little bit different from the traditional definition, which might be to make profit or to pursue your passion. So you kind of have this bigger goal of bringing about social change.
It's really shed a lot of light towards some of these companies and what's going on their environmental practices, what's going on in the governance practices, what they're doing for the community. And what I mean by that are especially existing businesses, say take a beer company for example. That innovation happened hundreds of years ago. That's already happened. So ever since then it's been about, wars in the back room, maybe some slang businesses, maybe good marketing or, the right character is portrayed, people like to buy that beer. But the actual quality of it and the change of it, it's 3, 4, 5 ingredients max. It's always been the same thing. But if I actually knew as a consumer, which of the beer companies took leadership on the environmental standards and the social standards and all those things, then I could be able to know with certainty which company I want to support.
I think the lines are really black and white years ago, where it's, you either have a for-profit company and you're just trying to get really rich. That was public perception. Where you're not-for-profit and you just, walk on water because everything's so holy about you because you're not-for-profit. And I think now that that's starting to merge and people are realizing that making a lot of money does not mean that you're going to be spending it on shoes or spending it on, basically, limos and jets. You could use a lot of that profit to help society.
It says they're using entrepreneurial principles to make social change. To me, that sounds like a nonprofit, an NGO or something. But then there are companies and they're doing this corporate social responsibility thing. And a lot of people are quite jaded about that too, because they're just doing that because it's popular and trendy and increases their bottom line.
It kind of goes both ways, because I was actually involved with a t-shirt company that how they market themselves is all the material they use is actually coming from the country that they sponsor. So yes, there is a profit being made, but the money is, they make a certain percentage. All the goods that they need for the t-shirt come from Africa, and the money actually goes back to Africa. So they are making somewhat of a profit, and they're doing well, but they're giving away a certain percentage of it goes back.
I think by and large, it's had a huge positive change.
And I think consumers are getting smarter too. People will only be buying, from companies that are environmentally friendly. All these things. We have become very smart as consumers, and I know I do it. I only buy wine from Ontario because I'm supporting my local Ontario.
It tasted better, I do that.
Yeah, and I find that, cleaning products, I go for the environmentally friendly stuff because I find those things are important. Or companies that are giving back, and like Tom's and, shoes and all these things, right?